Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday evening Immortality Update. Thanks for stopping by. Here's the program where you can get all the latest news and views in the world of life extension and chat with researchers and leaders from around the world and have a little bit of fun along the way. It's also the most environmentally friendly Ustream broadcast on the Ustream channel. If you want to know why, I'll tell you about that a little bit later in the broadcast. Again, I'm Justin Lowe, the Executive Director of the Immortality Institute. Thanks for stopping by this evening. For some of you, this broadcast will seem a little bit like deja vu because we have the same guest as last week. Unfortunately, we did have some technical troubles that prevented us from having our interview segment last week. But Tom Mooney of CEL is back, the Coalition to Extend Life. He's the director, and we'll be talking with him in just a couple of minutes. First, I want to go through a couple of news items, and also I wanted to mention that there is an open board meeting of the Board of Directors of the Immortality Institute coming up in about 1 hour at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So if you want to have your thoughts heard on what the direction of the Institute is, what the board is going to be doing over the next couple of weeks, couple of months through 2008, well, you can tune in and I'll, of course, chat through the Ustream chat box here. And I also want to remind you that as we are talking with our guest, Tom Mooney, tonight, that you can ask questions and discuss things in the chat box, and I will monitor the chat box as it goes, as the interview is going on. So we can have good discussion, and if anyone comes up with some new questions for the guest, I will certainly ask them. First, let's start off with a immortality update, and the latest opinion survey looks like same as last week. Getting closer, not yet there. So we'll have to hopefully get a little bit better news through the upcoming week. Now, on to the news for the Immortality Institute. As I mentioned last week, we are talking about a new front page for the Institute, and I've been updating it a little bit. You've seen some of the feature articles here, and some of you have already made some comments, and we'll get to a lot of the different comments, ways to make the front page better. We certainly will take those suggestions and put them to good use. We've had some comments about, the links not going to the right place, or the text being a little too dull, can't read the text. So any improvements, any suggestions for improvements are welcome. So we do have a forum thread for the front page suggestions. And also, I want to mention that currently I have news items from elsewhere around the internet, around the world, our headlines section. But what I really hope for that in the future is that Immortality Institute members themselves are making the headlines, as they should. Yes, so we've got members who are researchers in top universities across the world, and leaders, of course, like, we've got people connected, like our guest tonight, that is making headlines. And we want to have more of those to appear on the front page. So if anyone ever has any ideas on formats and content for the front page, please speak up. Do not be shy. And I also want to talk a little bit about the conference. No update, unfortunately, on the conference this week, although I did talk with James Clement of the WTA, and everyone apparently is excited to have this joint conference later this year in October in the Bay Area. So people are still working on it and thinking about it, and I said I'm pushing to get it approved soon, within the next couple of weeks, with other organizations that may be sponsors or cooperate in a big conference in the Bay Area later this year. So we also have this forum thread about conference updates, so if you have any ideas or anything you want to comment about the conference in 2008, any ideas, please share them as always. And another update on the Folding at Home project. Yes, we are going to get that kicked off this week. Right now, we're still working on the last part of the puzzle, is getting a a forum page, a new page that describes the prize and the rules and how you register. So we need that in place before we send out press releases about the Folding at Home prize. And of course, if you're not aware, Folding at Home is a distributed computing project that looks to discover how proteins fold or misfold. One of the basic processes of life here, the Folding at Home or protein folding, and the Folding at Home prize we're hoping to offer up for offer cash for people who participate in this, because it could become a bigger thing. Computer modeling of cell processes and metabolism and protein folding, all of these will contribute greatly to progress in life extension. So hopefully this prize will get more visibility for distributed computing projects, and we'll end up getting a little faster research. So there's your update from the Immortality Institute for this week. Now I want to go on to our guest for this week, who is, again, Tom Mooney. He's the director of the Coalition to Extend Life. And to tell us all about that, here is Mr. Mooney. Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Just getting your audio up here, and it sounds like you're coming through loud and clear. And now I want to ask you, just for people who aren't familiar with CEL, or the Coalition to Extend Life, and yourself in particular, give us a little idea of who you are and how you got involved in life extension.
Okay, well, first of all, Justin, I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to appear on your show. I know we had technical difficulties last week.
And let me apologize. Let me apologize once again for the technical difficulties.
I'm really glad to be able to appear this week, for the simple reason that there are people that are listening that are very interested in this issue, and certainly CEL, which is an acronym for the Coalition to Extend Life, is, as far as I'm concerned, right at the forefront. I consider ourselves the largest grassroots political organization for indefinite life extension. You asked how I got involved. Well, quite frankly, it's been an issue that has interested me for a long time, and one morning I just woke up and said, I'm going to quit whatever else I'm doing, and I'm going to start an organization, because it seems that the science is advancing bit by bit, and this is an extremely important issue, and it has profound philosophical, economic, and religious ramifications, as everyone knows, and it's going to be a struggle. And the only way to win the struggle, at least politically, is by organizing people. So I have a background in politics. For 8 years, I was a member of the Maryland State Legislature. I represented, the College Park area. If anybody's familiar with Maryland, that's where the University of Maryland.
You were a state legislator.
Yeah, I was a state legislator for 8 years. I was vice chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, which is an important committee for the simple reason that it raises and spends money, and without that you can't do anything at any level of government. And also in 1986 I was a nominee for governor of the state of Maryland.
Wow.
But unfortunately,
I did not know that.
That's my background. I also practice law, but I dropped that in order to spend full time on this, because I think this is important. And like I indicated, we are a grassroots political organization. Right now, we have over 2,000 members. It's been growing steadily. Our website is coalitiontoextendlife.org, and that would tell you a lot about the organization. But briefly, we're quite frankly trying to wage a national war on aging. I would like to see the Food and Drug Administration classify aging as a disease, because right now it doesn't, and it precludes a lot of money from going to promising projects. If something it comes up to the Food and Drug Administration and they don't recognize it, they're not going to fund for trials, or they're not going to allow trials.
Right. Back to CEL now. Back to CEL, what a couple of our members were asking questions about CEL. It's a grassroots political organization. Does that mean that it's a PAC, or is it a 527 lobbying organization? What
Oh no,
officially?
it's not. It's not a 527,
Okay.
and it's not.